National Technology Day, then history of National Technology Day, what is the theme for this Technology Day, then some timelines, then India's major success stories in science and technologies. Then I will give some future planned missions of ISRO for the coming year. And for DRDO, I will give some inputs on its past achievement. This will be just opposite to the ISRO. For ISRO, I will be talking about future. For DRDO, I will talking about the past. Then India's position in the global map. And lastly, we will discuss about the educational system in India, because the technology is coming from the institute itself. The seed of the technology is born in the institute. Maybe something in the primary level and something in the secondary level, and it is ripped in the higher secondary level. So what picture I have shown is a picture which is taken from a test range which is situated in Rajasthan called Pokhran. The place is Pokhran. And why I have put? Because this National Technology Day leads its origin from this place only. On May 11th, 1988, the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee dared to conduct. He dared. No politician or Prime Minister was able to conduct nuclear test openly, but he dared to conduct 3 tests on 11th May 1988 in the Army Test Range, which is a desert in Pokhran, which is situated in Rajasthan. And this marks the occasion for National Technology Day. So just I will start with the introduction. On every 11th day of the May, a National Technology Day is observed. It is to recognize contributions of scientists and engineers. It is why already I given the background, because the first National Technology Day was observed on May 11th, 1988. It was not celebrated, it was observed. It was to commemorate the Pokhran nuclear test held at Indian Army Pokhran Test Range in Rajasthan. That I already elaborated. So, but from 1999 onwards, we started celebrating this National Technology Day. 98 was the day when the nuclear test was conducted. So this day is important for technology industry in India, because India entered into elite group of nations with nuclear weapons. Earlier also we conducted test. I will go through that stage also. But why India was not or reluctant to conduct any nuclear test openly was that the superpowers has imposed one treaty called NPT, Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Treaty. So what is that? No nation can test any or do any thing related to nuclear technology. They cannot use this technology. And this was, but already superpowers like USA, Russia had a lot of nuclear bombs, and some of the developing countries were not allowed to do so under the NPT agreement. And before that also, we had the capability, but we were lacking the political dareness, willingness to go for this test. Because after this test, we got lot of restrictions from the developed countries. We did not get fuel from Russia for our missile, which we were building for that hybrid missile, fuel for our Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and we made indigenously. We got lot of restrictions and sanctions from USA after this test. So all prime ministers or leaders were afraid of these developed countries, that they will get lot of impositions, and they were not dared to do so openly. But it was in 1998, on 11th May, when then Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, forgot everything and he wanted to prove the might of India in the area of that nuclear weapons, etc. So he conducted test. How he conducted test? Because that time I was with Indian Air Force. So he wore that army dress, and along with him was Dr. Abdul Kalam Azad. They conducted one passive test, that exercise in Pokhran, and army was moving 15 days before starting of this day, around 15 days earlier. So even lot of the that satellites which were taking this information could not know that India can go for this test. They were thinking that India is just doing some exercise, military exercise in Pokhran range. Our Atal Bihari Vajpayee also went to that site, but within military dress. Abdul Kalam Azad was also present there, but in military dress. So no country could know that India is going to do such and such test. It was only announced after the test by India. Then only the world came to know that yes, India has conducted this test. So India entered into a light group of nations with nuclear weapons. We were not declared. We were having atomic bombs, but we were not. We had not tested, and it was not declared also. Conducting successful flight, and then it conducted lot many things. Successful flight of their first indigenous aircraft Hansa, that is third version, that I will talk in DRDO contribution. Then performing a successful test firing of Trishul missile. These are the contributions which Indian scientists made, but this National Technology Day is mainly celebrated because of that nuclear test conducted on 11th May 1988 by then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at Pokhran range in Rajasthan. And by then, India entered into the elite group of nuclear weapon nation. So there is some timeline. We should know what happened at what time. So in 1945, a step in nuclear direction was taken. So all of you may be knowing a very known physicist, nuclear physicist, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha. He took initiative. Who established Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, and he was the first director of that TIFR, which is situated in Mumbai, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. And if you happen to go there, Bhabha Atomic Research Center is just situated at one side of this Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. So this was the first initiative in 1945. Then in 1967, the start of nuclear weapon started with the induction of India decided to start building nuclear weapons. But you know, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha was killed in a bomb blast. I think Kanishk bomb blast. Year I do not know exactly. So then the nuclear weapon program of India went into cold. But in 1974, the first test was carried out. India conducts its first ever nuclear weapon test, but that was not recognized by the world. So it came 1998, that landmark in the Indian history, when India became a nuclear power nation. India conducts its first successful nuclear weapon test. Okay, so let us take a look at the history of National Technology Day. In picture, I have shown something. Just you show from a starting, we are going towards advancement. Now we are not in aircraft. We are now in a space mission. A space mission, not by India, but at least other country have started that space visit also. Okay. So technological advancement have been some of the mankind's greatest achievement, and it has definitely made our lives easier, efficient, and productive. History of National Technology Day takes us back to India's first nuclear bomb test. It was done in once again in Pokhran only in 1974 under the code name A Smiling Buddha. But in on May 11, 1988, India conducted 3 nuclear tests at Pokhran Test Range under Operation Shakti. 2 more nuclear tests were conducted on May 13, which were led by late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. At that time, he was principal scientific advisor to Prime Minister in 1988, or when these tests were conducted. So we can say that behind this test, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is also there. This made India an official member of the elite club of nuclear power nations. On the same day, they also tested their first indigenous aircraft, which was developed by DRDO, Hansa 3, Person 3, and also conducted successful test firing of the Trishul missile. Again, it is made by DRDO. I will discuss somewhat in more detail in the later slides. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee declared May 11 as a day of significant achievement for the country because we did with lot of dareness and because of lot of preparedness and research by the scientists and engineers of India. So National Technology Day was observed for first time on May 11th, 1999. That is after 1 year of the Pokhran test. Since then, the Technology Development Board has been honoring scientists and engineers. Technology Development Board is coming under departments of science and technology, and they have been vested power to do all these things for their technological innovations that have added to the growth of India. So every year they announce, the Ministry of Science and Technology announce the theme for this day, National Technology Day. For 2022, it has not been announced yet, because Science Day we are going to organize on 6th of February, National Science Day. For that, recently the Education Minister has given theme for National Science Day, which is going to be organized on 6th of February. But since it will be done in May, so for 2022, they have not announced yet. But I will just tell what was the theme for 2021. It was Science and Technology for a Sustainable Future. In it was restart, that is rebooting the economy through science, technology, and research translations. Then for 2019, it was Science for People and People of Science. Likewise, for every year it was there. I will just give some quotes which are important in this area related to technology. It was said by Albert Einstein that it has become applicantly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. Then by Isaac Asimov, that I do not fear computers, I fear lack of them. Then our technology forces us to live mythically. Next, we have to stop optimizing for programmers and start optimizing for users. Then by Arthur C. Clarke, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And likewise, I will stress 2 points by two people here. One is Arthur C. Clarke. He has written a fiction in that he has thought that there could be a satellite which will be orbiting the Earth in a space without any support, and could be able to give lot of information to the on the earth from the atmosphere, from anywhere. That was just a vision, a thought, which was written in a fiction by Arthur C. Clarke. So on this, Russia built a satellite, first satellite in the world, that is a Sputnik. So just you see, here also he has written, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So it is just a magic. That time nobody thought that we can send any passive device in the atmosphere which will rotate, do revolution and give lot of information, will act as your antenna, it will act as a communication system, and it will provide lot of services to the humankind. So this was just a thought. Then you come to Albert Einstein. You know that the theory of atomic energy